All right. I'm sorry. I was a little bit late to the party. I think streaming this early must not have the greatest light. My green screen wasn't working for whatever reason. So you can kind of see it's a little fuzzy still. So I apologize. Sorry about that. But we are live. We're live. Just a reminder, this is a live stream. So I'm answering any of your questions. I'm going to be building lineups in this video. There's one more thing to talk about with the SweetSpot process, and that is the marquee tee times, because I already went through everything else that pertains to the SweetSpot process throughout all the other videos that I posted. So I'm hoping you guys were all able to watch, because that's how you got into the entry that I was doing this week, which I'll put on the screen right now. Unfortunately, we only got one new subscriber. I actually lost 2 and then gained 3, which means we only gained 1 total. Because I have no idea if those were new people that joined or people who had just accidentally dropped and then joined again. So if you guys did that, that doesn't count. I know that was like something that somebody else within the SweetSpot family tried to do a long time ago, is unsubscribe and then subscribe again to try to get a new subscriber. That's not how it works. It's not how it works. It's the total number needs to go up. So we got 1, so the giveaway will be worth $22. So we can still run that. And then obviously I will also do a weekly giveaway like I typically do for the Genesis Scottish Open. I am just trying to search for things that I can't really remember what I'm looking for. All right, so we can run this giveaway. We'll run the weekly subscriber giveaway from the Genesis Scottish Open, and then we'll get into building lineups. Actually, go ahead and get into the marquee tee times and then lineups. So you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and let's just do the weekly giveaway first. Which again, this is all from the Genesis Scottish Open strategy video, and then 2 guys went in there and did YouTube comments, and I actually might have to add Nathan's name twice. I think he posted "Let's hit the sweet spot," and it's possible that Tim also did as well. He did. Okay, so they both get double comments. If you didn't know, that's how you do it, and I understand a lot of you posted all of that in every single one of the other videos. For these solo videos, those don't count. If you looked in the description, it didn't say anything about getting double entries for saying "let's hit the sweet spot," but I appreciate everybody. It's an easy way to post in those videos, so everyone just got a solo entry into those from those videos. But for all these strategy videos, this will, today will go into next week's weekly giveaway. If you want 2 entries, go into the comment section afterwards and put in "let's hit the sweet spot." So let's just go ahead and run this right now. This is for $5 weekly subscriber giveaway. Here we go. Tim Tulos, congrats. And it was from the YouTube comments that he got his entry. So Tim, I don't know how to get you your money, but let me know. Reach out to me at SweetSpotDFS@gmail.com or on X. Let me know where you'd like that money sent. So $5 to you for the weekly subscriber giveaway. And now we get into the open, which, sorry, that shouldn't have been showing there. Let's go ahead and do 175. That's fine. Okay. The big giveaway worth $22. Whole 22 bucks. Go ahead and put a drum roll on this one. Denny Barry. He had 4 entries. Congratulations, Denny. And he commented in the DraftKings first look. So $22 goes towards Denny. And that was the win the pot giveaway. So appreciate everybody who had subscribed. The one new person that subscribed. Appreciate it. And everyone who commented. 44 total entries. That's pretty good. This will go into the monthly giveaway as well. And the monthly giveaway is a monthly membership at SweetSpotDFS.com. Also, Here, actually, let me do this a different way. If we can reach the goal that's all the way over there, the sub goal, I will also give away one of the t-shirts that I have. I have 4 different kinds of t-shirts, so we can get a double winner in there somehow, some way. Okay. So these all get added to the monthly subscriber giveaway. We have currently 94 total entries, so appreciate everybody. I will be doing roll calls throughout this video to get more, or to give you guys opportunities to gain entries. So stick around throughout the video. I will try to do these at, I don't know, maybe 1 hour increments, maybe 45-minute increments. We'll just figure it out and go from there. So that's all that we have for giveaways. Just a reminder quickly, if you don't have a SweetSpotDFS.com profile, go create one. And then once this channel reaches 1,000 subscribers, I will give away $1,000 worth of giveaways. So it's up to you guys. All you got to do is go sign up, and that's how you get an entry, because I will be using the email address that gets attached to each of those accounts. So that's it. All right, let's go ahead and get into the last piece we need to talk about when it comes to the SweetSpot process, and then we're going to start building lineups, and then I'll get to chat. But let's go over the marquee tee times first, because this is how we're going to start building our lineups. All right, actually, I apologize. If you guys want to follow along with me, you certainly can. If you go to SweetSpotDFS.com, there's a link in the description. Go to cheat sheet. That'll open up a new cheat sheet, or a new page. Scroll down till you hit this cheat sheet, and then you guys can follow along with me by putting a filter on this. There should be a little DraftKings filter that you can select at the top. There's a bunch of different icons. Select the one that looks like a calculator. That's the best way I can put it. I mean, I think it's supposed to be a table, but it looks like a calculator. Click on that. That should say filter views. And then you can sort with me the way that I'm about to. Now, while we're talking about things that you can do while I go throughout this video, you can also request the optimizer through the website. You do not need a paid account or a paying account for this. It'll just open up this page here, and you put your email address in here and hit request now. And I will be building lineups with the optimizer, which looks like this. Now, I did add a new piece to this. Last week, I built lineups during the Wednesday live stream, which of course I will be doing this week yet again, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. I know that's cutting it close to lineup lock, because again, this is over in Europe. This is in Ireland now, not Scotland, but the tournament is in Ireland. And with it being over there, lineup lock is like 1 a.m. Eastern time, maybe 2 a.m. So it won't be much more time after I go live. But if you're with me, we're going to be building lineups together. I'll be building lineups, showing you what I'm doing. You guys can also follow along with me. I won't tell you which contest that I'm putting those lineups in, but you can certainly build the same lineups that I'm building. If you want access to that video, you will have to become a YouTube member. And if this video can get 25 likes, I'll give out 5 free memberships. So sign or hit the like button. Let's try to catapult it up there as fast as possible. And then your DraftKings says midnight. So there you go, midnight. So it won't be much more time after I go live. And it should just be finishing touches that I'll be showing you guys. So yeah, I think that's all that I have. Oh, I'm sorry. I was talking about this right here. Let me show you how this works. So I did a dumb. Like I was very stupid last week when I was building lineups. And what I ended up doing by accident was, let me try to open up a page that this, dang it. Here, I'll show you what I ended up doing. I'll open up the actual sheet. So if you don't know how to import lineups into DraftKings, you might be lost when I talk about this. But if you do know how to import lineups into DraftKings, because I create mass lineups, right? So I like to break it down by which contest that I'm in. I like to keep track of everything because I like to build unique lineups. That's the thing that I like to do, is build a unique lineup. So none of these lineups are ever going to be the same, except when I come down to these drive the green contests. And if you have no idea what these are, I used to, or throughout these videos, I would tell you the strategy that I have for each of these contests. Now, what I do is I'm trying to win back my money every single week, and maybe a little bit of a profit. So last week I put $86 in. And what I ended up doing was I would put the same lineup in 2 of these contests. Now, the key is I want to put them in separate contests. I don't want them in the same contest because that defeats the purpose. So if I have a really good lineup, I want it to take down 2 contests. I don't want it just to take down 1. You know, like there's really no reason to have the same lineup in one of these types of contests, these winner take alls, because first place is the only placement that wins money. So for whatever reason, I forgot to do the little sorting thing that I typically do. And I did this 3 weeks ago as well. So I'm obviously like getting too tired or something, that when it comes to me putting lineups in, I forget about separating these contests. You can see this is the same contest ID, 497, and then it goes down to 498, and then it goes down to 499. But you can see the same lineups. I mean, it might be difficult for you guys throughout the screen, but these are the same lineups. Every 2 lineups is in the same contest, and it's, oh my God. So I mean, I was close to winning back my money. I almost won one of these winner take alls, but I could have also almost won 2, or maybe I would have won the other one that might have had first place, or whoever would have challenged me for first place not have such a good lineup that I actually take down one of those. So what I ended up doing is I created a sheet and I created a macro. So basically what you would do is you would copy this entire sheet with your DraftKings import file, and you would paste it right up here. I actually have rules here, so if you got an optimizer from me, you should see these new this new page. It's called DraftKings import. So you would paste that right here, and then you have all these different sorting buttons here. Now a standard sort is basically, it will sort by first, I think it's contest ID, so it's A to Z contest ID, and then it's like Z to A for the naming convention for the contest name, and then it's Z to A, so top to bottom. So whatever your most expensive entry fee contest, that will be put on top. So for me, this is great because when I scroll down here, I can see all my contests right here. Now, if I want these to be separated, you see how 497, 497, 497, how that is created like this. Now watch this. If I put on the SweetSpot sort, this is how I would sort the actual, and you can see it actually deleted all the lineups, which is fine because I'm not going to have lineups already built in here. But now it has it sorted the way that I would sort it. So when I come down here, you see how these are all painted yellow? You know how they're all bunched up together? Now they're not. So this is exactly how I want my contests to be separated. So then I can just come in here and copy and paste, and then copy this over to a CSV file, put it into DraftKings, and all my lineups will be loaded. But I also have another button called Maximize Profits. And what this will do, I guess it's broken. Let me see. Assign macro. Maybe I have the wrong one. Let's do this one. Hit OK. Oh, you know what? Let's do standard sort and then okay, yeah, standard sort and then maximize profits. There we go. Now what this will do is it will bunch up all the unique contests that you have. So technically, I have 25 unique contests. That means some of these contests have several entries. What this will help you do is if you want to put one lineup for all of these contests to maximize your profits, you actually have the ability to with the sorting buttons that I've provided. And this will go all the way down depending on how many other unique lineups you have. So I had only entered one Drive the Green contest and one league lineup. So you won't see those up here, but what you will see is the same. I'd entered two $1,000 winner take all contests, and those have a max entry of 20. So you'll see 20, well, not 20. Yeah, you'll see 20 instances where these lineups will be all grouped up together. So again, it's just how you'd maximize your profits. You don't have to do it. Personally, again, I like to do the sweet spot sort. Sweet spot sort is the way that I want to do it because I want to have as many entries into these contests as possible with as many unique lineups as I can. But then when it comes down to these winner take all contests, I want the ability to win back my money depending on how many, what my entry fee is. And so if you want to do that, if you want to do that with me or whatever, you would just hit the correct sorting button. And then you just determine how much money you're putting into your contests. So, all right, that's more of an intro. I already hit the, transitioned into the marquee tee times, but I wanted to show you the new thing that I added because I think it's going to be very helpful for most people when it comes to building lineups and then putting them into DraftKings. However, whatever your strategy is, I think I provided, the most amount of ways you can sort. Of course, I could add more if you guys have different ideas. But yeah, this is all part of every optimizer now that I will send out to you guys. I won't change it because I use it. And if I use it, that means I'm giving you the opportunity to use it as well. All right. Let's get back into the marquee tee times. You know what I'm going to do? Just because I want to do the timestamps, I'm going to go ahead and hit that transition once more. All right. Marquee tee times. If you want to follow along with me, use the cheat sheet. Again, you can access the cheat sheet on SweetSpotDFS.com. And basically what I'm going to do is put a filter on this, and where it says group rank for you guys on the cheat sheet, that would be column O. Just go A to Z. And these are the top 9 groups in the field. If you're wondering why only the top 9 groups, well, it's because the optimizer that I built has limitations and I've used up all the conditionals that you possibly can use. So I can only put 9. I like the number 9 anyways. It works for me. If anything, I would have wanted 10, but I just couldn't put 10 marquee tee times on here. Plus 9 works out well with the rules that I'm about to provide you. If you've been to the channel before, you've already heard this. I'll repeat it anyways. Of all the groups that are in the marquee tee times, again, there are 9 groups. Of those 9 groups, you want to select 2 to 4 golfers, or 2 to 4 groups, really, and only select 1 golfer from each of those groups. So we do not want to pair up golfers together. That's the whole key to the sweet spot process with the marquee tee times. And the reason that is just historical data. That just simply comes down to every single week that I do these marquee tee times and every single result that come from those weeks, it's over 90% where we see at least two, and no more than 4 of the golfers from the marquee tee times, either in the optimal lineup, the GPP winning lineup, or the sweet spot optimal. Now, All three of those lineups mean you're going to take down a GPP, because the GPP, believe it or not, is the worst scoring lineup of the three that I just mentioned. Optimal lineup is the perfect lineup. The SweetSpot Optimal is the best lineup that uses $49,600 and above of the salary. That is not the optimal lineup. So I always try to find the next best lineup if the optimal uses $49,600 and above. So just want to throw that out there, just so you guys are aware of it if you didn't already know. So yeah. So again, 2 to 4 groups you want to select, and one golfer from each of those groups. Let's go over them right now. And then when I tell you guys, I'll want you to provide me 2 to 4 golfers to build lineups around from the marquee tee times. You don't have to absolutely choose from the marquee tee times, but I would prefer you to. So anyways, group 1, Rory McIlroy, Tommy Fleetwood, and Justin Thomas. Scottie Scheffler is the most expensive golfer in the field, and in my model, he's the best golfer by about 800 points when it comes to the metric. And if you don't know what the metric is, that's fine, but I'll show you what it looks like on the optimizer. I have a metric of 1192 for Scottie. 1115 is the next golfer, and that's Rory. So even with Scottie's metric being so high, and that comes from my model, but with Scottie being that high, still the number one group is Rory McIlroy, Tommy Fleetwood, and Justin Thomas, and that has a large part to do because all three of those golfers are really good. And it's kind of, I heard somebody talking about this group in particular, and they think the winner is going to come from the group, which I don't doubt either. Now here's the beautiful thing. If you don't choose Rory, because again, we want to select 2 to 4 groups and only one golfer from each of those groups. So if you're choosing Rory, that means you're not choosing Tommy. That means you're not choosing Justin Thomas. But if you don't choose Rory and say you choose Scottie Scheffler instead at 14,200, guess what? You can still build lineups with Tommy Fleetwood or Justin Thomas. Easy. Because of how watered down the salaries are this week, you can still build a lineup using one of these golfers from group 1 if you start out with Scottie Scheffler. But if you don't, Rory McIlroy is a pretty good choice. Actually, I like Rory quite a bit. But that's group 1. And like I had mentioned, in group 2 is Scottie Scheffler, Shane Lowry, and Colin Morikawa. By far and away, my favorite golfer is Scottie Scheffler this week. He's my favorite golfer in this group. And if I'm not building Scottie lineups, I'm not actually really running to try to play Shane Lowry or Colin Morikawa. Neither one of them do I really feel comfortable playing. I think it's easy because Shane has won the Open Championship at this golf course 6 years ago or something like that. So I think it's really easy for people to go back there, but I don't really care. If I'm being honest with you, I don't really care to go back to Shane. Shane's been playing some mediocre golf leading all the way up until, this tournament. Earlier in the year, he played some pretty decent golf. He was, top 10ing and top 20 most of the tournaments, but recently it's just been mediocre. I'm not really trying my hardest to put him in lineups. And then Morikawa, he's 6th in the model. He just, anything that's ever been said about Colin Morikawa over the last 2 years, like him being soft and him being like a snowflake, all that kind of stuff, I kind of agree. Because it's really difficult to root for him. It's also like when the winds get really strong, he doesn't, he just doesn't persevere as well as you'd want a top golfer to persevere. So I don't know. I don't really want to get I just don't care to play Colin Morikawa this week. I'm not saying I won't, because I'll play everyone at least once, but it's Scottie for me. Getting into the next group is even more, I shouldn't even say more interesting, but it makes things more interesting. Jon Rahm, Xander Schauffele, and JJ Spawn. Xander's third in my model. Jon Rahm is 11th, and he's on the Live Tour. If you've been getting my optimizer, in the email that I send you says, hey, the Live golfers and DP World Tour golfers are not getting a friendly evaluation, pretty much. It's like they're just not in the model. Their metrics are very low. So Jon Rahm being 11th ranked in my model, I don't know if I truly agree with that number, but because he's on Live Tour and I don't have Live stats and I don't add the Live stats to PGA Tour tournaments, although this isn't a PGA Tour tournament, but it's heavily played by PGA Tour members. 11th is probably bad. He actually might be the 4th ranked golfer in this field, regardless of what my model says. So I don't mind playing Jon Rahm, and I'm going to be curious to build some Scotty Scheffler, Jon Rahm lineups. Just to let you guys know, if I run the optimizer without, and I'll show you this right now, without anybody locked in. Here, I wonder if I can zoom in just a little bit more. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this works. This works for me. Okay. So if I run this optimizer just on its own without any, I'm not locking in any golfer. There's no ownership. So no exposures are going to limit us from whatever lineup we build. If I just hit run optimizer, you're going to see what the most optimal lineup is. It goes Scotty Scheffler into Xander Schauffele. So if you think Xander being the 6th most expensive golfer in the field is too difficult to play, you're wrong. I mean, this is a pretty solid lineup, all things considering. Sam Burns, I've talked about him at length throughout these videos. $7,400 is a steal. Then Keegan Bradley. I mean, maybe you don't like Keegan, that's fine. You don't have to play Keegan Bradley. Bud Cauley has been playing fantastic golf. I actually have a really good feeling about him. I had a good feeling about him at the Genesis Scottish Open, and he played pretty darn good golf. I have a pretty good feeling about him this week. So I don't mind someone like a Bud Cauley. And then Max Grazerman, sure. Maybe you don't like Max Grazerman, that's fine. You can kick out Max Grazerman on the optimizer, so we can kick him out and we can run the optimizer again and see what would be the next best lineup. They go Scotty Scheffler into Justin Thomas. So again, like, you're seeing that these price tags with these golfers isn't that difficult to build lineups with. And in fact, how about this? Let's just right away quickly put in a Scotty Scheffler and Jon Rahm lineup. Just see what the optimizer does. Does it like it? Can we actually build the lineup? We can. It would have Keegan Bradley on it once again, Taylor Pendrith, Benny Ann, and Kevin Yu. I don't hate the lineup. But you can always mess around with this. Again, you can request this optimizer by going to the website, going under fantasy tools, clicking optimizer, and then putting your email address in there. And I mean, just mess around with it. You can build as many lineups as you want. Right now, I keep hitting optimizer to see what new Scheffler Rahm lineups I can build. And like the one on the screen right now, Corey Connors, Taylor Pendrith, McNeely, and Rosner. Tell me what's wrong with that lineup. Kick out Pendrith and see what the next one is. Actually, I want to kick out Harry. Actually, no, I'll keep Harry Hall in there. This is actually, I think, a really good opportunity for Harry Hall to have a good finish at the Open. And something like this, Scheffler, Rahm, Wyndham Clark, don't mind playing. Ricky Fowler, I think this is a really good tournament for Ricky Fowler. Harris English and Kevin Yu. So anyways, again, we can build lineups with Scheffler and Rahm. So just throwing that out there, that works. Next group is a very interesting group as well. Ludwig Oberg, Victor Hovland, and Jordan Spieth. Any of those golfers could also fit with Scotty. They can also fit with Rory. If you went Rory into Ludwig, you could probably play Colin Morikawa or Shane Lowry from Group 2. You could also probably put in Xander Schauffele, because the savings you're getting from, say, Rory to or from Scotty to Rory, it's $2,700. $2,700, and you just saw me put a Scotty Scheffler John Rahm lineup, which is 10,004. If you wanted to go Rory into Ludwig and then play Xander as well, I think is that very similar to price tag? Here, I'm gonna let's take a look. So if I go Rory into Xander into Oberg, that's using up $30,300. So technically we have $19,700 left. If I put in Scotty Scheffler and then John Rahm, that's $24,600. So yeah, okay. Let's put in Sepp Straka. This is $32,000. This is more expensive than putting Rory in a lineup with Xander and Ludwig. Now, are these three golfers, would you consider them the same? Maybe. Probably not from name recognition, but from just straight up talent, a talent perspective, it's possible. But anyways, you're still spending $1,700 more going Scotty into Rahm and then Straka. Whereas you could get Rory, Xander, and Ludwig in a lineup together, and you still have more money to play with than what I just showed you with Scheffler and Rahm. So yeah, I mean, building lineups this week is going to be very, very interesting. I think it's really going to matter who you start your lineups with, as it does every single week, because trying to fit in those little key pieces, those little glue pieces, those are all hit and miss. Like, I couldn't tell you for certainty which ones are going to do well. But Victor Hovland, I also don't mind playing Jordan Spieth, especially in a Scotty Scheffler lineup. So I like that lineup. The next one is just like a filler piece. Like, you saw Keegan Bradley in a ton of the lineups that I was building. Well, there's Sung J M there. There's also Daniel Berger. Each one of those I think is just fine. And again, they're in the marquee tee times. They're the 5th best group in the field. The next one is Tyrrell Hatton, Russell Henley, and Minwoo Lee. I like Tyrrell quite a bit. Anybody that's less than I shouldn't even say it this way. Anybody is playable with Scotty. Of course, you're not going to be able to put more of these golfers together from the marquee tee times with a Scheffler lineup, but you just need one other one. Remember, the rules are find 2 to 4 golfers from the marquee tee times to put in your lineups, to anchor around in your lineups. You can choose any of these guys. I think the only person you really can't is Rory. It'd be very difficult to do a Rory and Scheffler lineup. The next group, Patrick Cantlay, Cameron Young, and Mackenzie Hughes. I don't mind playing any one of those three, and believe it or not, okay, so I do consider Cantlay better than the other two, but I can't stand Cantlay. I don't want to play Cantlay. If I gave them a ranking, like a Madden rating, not a ranking, but a rating, I'd put like Patrick Cantlay at a 77 overall out of 100. I'd put Cam Young at like a 71, 70, and I'd put Mac Hughes at like a 65, 66. I don't really know, like, you know, replacement cost. I think Mac Hughes at his price tag, I think has more value than any of the other two golfers, but I think his upside is limited. Same goes with Cam Young versus Patrick Cantlay. I think he's a better value, although I will say this, there is a value column that I do provide, and all this is looking at is season-long DraftKings points divided into their salary. So, or salary divided into DraftKings points, or vice versa. I can't remember how it goes, but you want a number. If it's closer to 1, that means they're pretty much right at their value. If it's 1.103, that means they are actually a better golfer than what they're priced at. So you can see Cam Young is 0.878. Cantlay is 0.92. So Cantlay is pretty darn close to what his price point should be. But like I said, Mac Hughes is a better value than the other two golfers. But I'm not telling you should anchor your lineups around Mackenzie Hughes. But if you needed someone at $5,700, I'm not sure how many more you could find that are a better fit for that particular role in your lineup. Next group is Sepp Straka, Ben Griffin, and Akshay Bhatia. I'd pick Straka all day long. I know Ben Griffin, I've been saying this throughout a lot of these videos over the last couple of weeks. He's the hottest golfer outside of Scottie Scheffler. This is link style golf. This is not United States golf, PGA Tour golf, where Ben Griffin has been the hottest golfer. I don't know exactly how great I should make out Ben Griffin on link style golf, golf courses. Just because they don't play on it that often doesn't mean they're not going to be good at it. I don't have any information off the top of my head that would tell you or tell me to tell you guys you should play Ben Griffin. But Sepp Straka, he is from I think he's from Switzerland. Pretty sure he's from Switzerland or Austria. He's from Austria. Sorry. So he's from Europe. Hasn't really lived in Europe for a long, he might actually have now lived in the States longer than he's lived in Europe. But I'm not going to take that away from him. I'm going to give him a little bit of a bonus because of it. So I like Straka. The one golfer I just don't really care for is Akshay Bhatia, primarily because he just hasn't been doing a lot. He hasn't been doing enough to make a splash or enough to have, made a name to where we want to put him in our lineups. So probably just ignore him completely. I don't mean completely, but you know what I mean. Like, I'm just not anchoring my lineups around Akshay. If he just happens to get in them because of the optimizer, then perfect. If not, so be it. And then the last group of the marquee tee times, Matt Fitzpatrick, Hideki Matsuyama, and Ryan Fox. I like this group a lot. Their price points are very fair. The value column would say Matt Fitzpatrick is maybe a bit overpriced from how well he's been playing throughout the last year. But recently he's been playing much better than what his, 365 day model would look at. And that's where my model comes into play, because I do look at the last 365 days just to see how well this golfer has been performing. And to be honest, Fitzpatrick has not been playing good golf. Neither is Matsuyama. Ryan Fox just won 3 weeks ago at the Canadian Open, or maybe it was like 4 or 5 weeks ago, but time has been cruising by. So I don't really remember exactly how far ago it was, but he has won within the last 2 months. So technically, I would consider his recent form better than the other two. And I kind of trust him a little bit more, but Matt Fitzpatrick had a great showing at the Genesis Scottish Open. I think he finished second, if I remember correctly. He finished fourth, and that's really good, especially in that elevated. It wasn't like a signature event, but it was an elevated event. The strength of field points were pretty high with the Genesis Scottish Open. So with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I want you. Well, first of all, don't get ahead of me yet. Let's do a roll call. So if you want an entry into next week's giveaway, the weekly giveaway, give me your favorite golfer that I just went over from the marquee tee times. And this isn't, it doesn't have to be golfers that you want to put in your lineup. You don't have to do it that way. But from the golfers that you see on the screen, choose one, just one, as your winner this week. Also, screenshot this so you can, or pause the video or whatever, so you can choose your 2 to 4 golfers, somewhere between 2 to 4, 2 or 3 or 4 golfers you want to build your lineups with, because we're going to get into lineup building right after adding these marquee tee times. Hey Barry, what's going on, man? How's it going, Pat? Nice to see you. Joanne. Actually, I'm going to go and look at everyone commenting. AJ, nice to see you. Must be 8 p.m. Minnesota time. Yeah. Like I said, technical difficulties. Joshua Mads, what's going on? I have not seen you. I shouldn't say that. I haven't seen you in a while, but I do remember seeing you at the US Open. Here in the chat. It's possible I'll wait 5 more minutes. I should get an alert when it's actually live. Josh does say you like Speed this week. Had a dream he was in it. John Bizzle, what's going on? Let's target the optimal. Yes. And good luck to Joanne. Dave Orful, nice to see you on an overnight flight to Munich. There we go. With Eric in my ears. I'll surely put you to sleep, I'm sure. What's going on, Lombardi Lee? Nice to see you. AJ says he's watched a lot of content this week. It seems like everyone is on the same people, which scares him. My DraftKings says lock is midnight. Yep, I did mention that. Are the tee times Central Time Zone? I don't think so. I copied it from the Open Championship. So that should be their times, not Central Standard. I know typically in the past I have done Central Standard Time, but PGA Tour, the website that I typically grab the tee times from, was slacking. I don't think the PGA Tour updated their tee times for like 6 hours after the Open put theirs in. So I hurried up and did I updated them. That was a whole challenge in itself. The hoops that you got to go through in order to put those tee times on a spreadsheet. Okay. Let's go ahead and put the names in. Nathan Johnson says John Rahm. Joanne says McIlroy. Barry goes Rory. Pat Jennings says Victor. AJ Love likes Justin Rose. That's going on a deep dive there. Tim Tulos. Tim, you were the $5 weekly giveaway winner. Zach Percy, what's going on, man? Nice to see you in the chat. First time I think I've seen you post. He likes John Rahm. John Bizzle wants Tommy Fleetwood to make his first victory on the quote-unquote PGA Tour to be the Open Championship. Philip Paul likes Rory. And Lombardi Lee wants Jordo. Okay. If you guys put in more or new people come in and put their winners, I will certainly add them to the list. All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I gave you guys an opportunity to screenshot the marquee tee times. If you have golfers in mind that you want to play, this is your time right now. There you go. Give me 2 to 4 golfers to build lineups with. Everybody will get 3 minutes or 5 lineups. So whatever comes first, 5 lineups or 3 minutes. Don't mind me, I am sending people their optimizers right now. So if you requested one through the website, I am getting around to them right now. All right. The optimizer is named 5K. Don't be confused with that. I name it that way because I create several different types of optimizers just to fit the certain need that I have. Like, I don't want to constantly change functionality in a cheat sheet because DraftKings decides to put a 5K range together, where before it would just be a 6K. So just throwing that out there for you guys. All right, Joanne is first. She wants McIlroy and Rahm. That's a solid combo. Okay. Gotta get rid of some stuff. From my browsers. Oof. All right, we got a healthy amount of lineups. All right. Joanne, are you ready? Actually, you know what I'm going to do? So these are my exposures that I'm going to set for myself, but for each and every one of you, I'm just going to change this to 100%. And I think I'm going to tier it down. So we'll go like 100 to here. And let's go like 70% down to 8K. And then 50% down to 7K maybe. Then I'm going to keep everyone else as they are. This might be too much, but we'll keep it like this. Joanne says yes. All right. I'm going to change screens. And I'm going to put the timer on the clock, or on the screen, actually. Never mind. Putting the timer on the screen. Here we go. 3 minutes or 5 lineups, whatever comes first. First lineup is Rory, Rahm, Sepp Straka, Corey Connors, Keegan Bradley, Harry Hall. That is a solid lineup. You know what, Joanne? Let's just start it off right and just go ahead and put a song together. Because that lineup is real nice. Very good lineup. Did you add Siwoo to the optimizer? I should have. I think everything has been added. All right, next lineup is McIlroy, Rahm, Morikawa, Sam Burns, Bud Cauley, and Max Grazerman. You saw these golfers added when I was just running the optimizer without locking in anybody. That's also a really good lineup. Denny Barry, what's going on, man? Oh yeah, congrats. You're putting the time in to put all those comments on the videos, so you earned it, man. McIlroy, Rahm, Patrick Cantlay, Sam Burns, Taylor Pendrith, and Lucas Glover. All right, Joanne, these lineups are pretty solid. Is there anybody you want to see added in here that is just not getting selected right now? I could try to lock them in and just see what the optimizer does. And in fact, just remember that for everyone else that wants their lineups built. If there's one golfer outside of who you want anchored around in your lineups, just let me know and we can add them for 1 or 2 lineups. This lineup's all right as well. McIlroy, Rahm, Henley, J Day, Berger, and Harris English. You want Penge in your lineup? Okay. McIlroy, Rahm, Cantlay, Burns, Benny N, and McNeely. This is a really good lineup. I like that one. But she says she wants Penge, so let's go ahead and put in Penge. Marco Penge. There you go. Last one, Joanne. Last one. McIlroy, Rahm, Cantlay, Im, Clark, and Penge. Let's do a non-Cantlay lineup. You liked Cantlay? There you go. There's a good Cantlay lineup. Without Cantlay, we get Morikawa, Straka, and Michael Kim. I don't like Michael Kim. There's no way I feel comfortable playing Michael Kim. Not in a lineup like that. Here we go. I like this, Joanne. McIlroy, Rahm, Morikawa, Straka, Penge, and Echeverria. That one seemed pretty solid to me. I'm actually going to get rid of the Jason Day lineup because I don't care for Jason Day. So those were 5 very good lineups for Joanne. Thank you, Joanne. Let's go to the next one. Tim Tulos wants Scheffler, Hatton, and Fitzpatrick. Tim, are you here? Scheffler, Hatton, Fitzpatrick. Ready. All right. Timer is on the screen. Here we go. 5 lineups or 3 minutes, whatever comes first. We break it. Why do we break it? Let's take a look. I'm going to add 3 6K golfers, and maybe I will allow 2 low 5Ks and just see if this will work, because you might be a bit too rich for the optimizer's blood. Or actually, yeah, I think what it's coming down to is we have too many. No. I'm not sure why it's breaking. Oh. Okay, actually, I'm going to change this for you. Don't worry about it. It's recent form 1s. Because Scheffler has really good recent form, so too does Hatton, and so too does Fitzpatrick. We can make this modification, that's fine. But the bucket system isn't. You said drop Fitz? How about this? I'll build you 2 lineups with Fitzpatrick, and then I'll change back the metrics or the bucket system as it was. So the first lineup is Scheffler, Hatton, Fitzpatrick, JJ Spawn, Harris English, and Kevin Yu. The lineup after that is Scheffler, Hatton, Fitzpatrick, Straka, Novak, and Johnny Vegas. So not bad. Let me give you like a consolation lineup here. Berger, Fowler, and Rosmer. Okay, so I'm gonna cut Fitzpatrick, change the bucket back to being a 2, and I'll build you 3 more just to see what we get. And it goes Scheffler, Hatton, Matsuyama, J-Day, Fowler, and Mackenzie Hughes. So that's a pretty good. I like that lineup. Pretty good. Scheffler, Hatton, Cantlay, Bradley, Fowler, and Matt McCarty. Sure. Matt McCarty isn't really on my radar. Having 1 lineup with him in it, I think that's fine. Scheffler, Hatton, Straka, Berger, Pendrith, and Byung-Hun An. All right. Not bad. And how about a consolation lineup? We get Scheffler, Hatton, Straka, Im, Harris English, Denny McCarthy. I actually like that lineup better than the one that we had built. probably, man. Yeah, I'm gonna better than that first one. So that one was solid. I liked that one. Okay. That one was quick. We got through those lineups. That's nice. Going to the next one. AJ, Fitzpatrick, Hovland, and Xander with a Z, not with an X, but with the Z. What am I looking at? Fitzpatrick. Okay. All right, AJ, let me know. Let me know when you're ready. Pretty good. Pretty good. Ooh. Here we go. We get Xander, Shane Lowry, Victor Hovland, Fitzpatrick, Burns, and Jason Day. All right. You know what? You get one of these because that one was sexy. Very good lineup, man. I hate when the optimizer gets stuck at the bottom. Can't see anything good. Okay, so I'm gonna kick out J-Day. Actually, let's boost up Fitzpatrick because he is suffering from for some reason. Did we already build a Shane Lowry? Okay, we did. I think I'm just gonna kick out Jason Day anyways. I don't care for Jason Day. Let's do this. Sorry, my best friend in school was named Xander with a Z. But this Xander is spelled with an X. That's why he's called the X-Man. Xander, Shane Lowry, Victor Hovland, Fitzpatrick, Burns, and now Connors instead of Jason Day. But now Shane Lowry gets kicked out. So you basically had the same lineup twice, but without Jason Day. You had Corey Connors instead. This lineup is Rory. So you get Rory in this one with Xander, Hovland, Fitzpatrick, Tony Finau, where he be now, and Kevin Yu. That one's fine. Kevin Yu, one of the more popular low-price golfers. Duly noted. So if anyone doesn't want Kevin Yu in their lineups, let me know beforehand. Although he shouldn't get a lot of ownership because I don't have high exposure set for those low-price golfers. McIlroy, Schauffele, Hovland, Fitzpatrick, Siwoo Kim. So who was just asking me for Siwoo? Was that you, AJ? Is this a sign that you should have Siwoo in your lineups? Someone just asked me if Siwoo was added to the optimizer. There you go, man. There's Siwoo. Must be a sign. Although I don't really care for JT Poston. Wow. Wow. Look at this lineup. We get Schauffele and Fleetwood to go with Hovland, Fitzpatrick, Connors, and Patrick Reed. That one, okay. Okay. That's what you get, man. Two of them by accident. I'm gonna get copyright struck. I tried to pause the song and instead I skipped it backwards, so we might be listening to the same songs over and over again. And then a consolation lineup here is McIlroy, Schauffele, Hovland, Fitzpatrick, Fowler, Michael Kim. Which I don't really care for, but there you go. You're wondering why I'm doing the consolation lineups. It has everything to do with the fact that I need to bump these lineups down just a little bit to keep track of them. That's all. All right, AJ. Those were your lineups. Mr. Barry R. Are you here, Barry? I just need Shalik, Harden, and Byron to be here in order to fulfill the Three Stooges.
I'll knock your brains out of your head, Annie.
Barry. You're playing the fourth lineup with Reed? All right, man. I think that was a good lineup. Okay. I'm not sure if Barry's here. Sometimes people don't like to answer, so their lineups get built without any kind of influence. So, Barry wants Rory, Rahm, and Hovland, which is a sexy start to lineups. Very, very risque. But anyways, let's go ahead. Let's put that timer on the screen. We're going. We're off. Off to the races. First lineup is Rory, John Rahm, Hovland, Daniel Berger, Harry Hall, and the Harry-ish. Okay, there's a lot of Harrys in that lineup. Not sure if that's a good thing or not, but maybe there's a little bit of cohesiveness there. McIlroy, Rahm, Hovland, Corey Connors, Keegan Bradley, and Matteo Monacero. All right, not bad, not bad. McIlroy, Rahm, Hovland, Minwoo Lee, Taylor Pendrith, Harry Hall. All right. If I see one more Harry Hall lineup, we're going to kick him out and try again. And we don't here. We actually get Rory, Rahm, Hovland, Sung Jae, Siwoo Kim, and Nick Taylor. Didn't even have to drop down into the 5K range. That one is, that's pretty good, man. There we go. I was like, where's my Ric Flair woo? Got it. And then the last one for Barry. Let's take a look. We get McIlroy, Rahm, Hovland, Sung Jae, Harris English, Byung Hun An. And how about one more just to see? I like this one. McIlroy, Rahm, Hovland, Matsuyama, Wyndham Clark, and Davis Riley. So if you're wondering if I added the new guys, you just saw both of them. Siwoo Kim and Davis Riley in these lineups. And I like this one more than the Taylor Pendrith, Harry Hall lineup, I think, with Minwoo Lee in it. Although that's such a different lineup, that might actually be better. So maybe I want to get rid of one of these Sung Jae lineups. How about we get rid of the one that has Benny Ann in it? Benny Ann has shown up a couple times now. We don't need more Byung Hun An. All right, those were lineups for Barry. Pat Jennings, are you here? He wants Scotty and Russell Henley. I like it. Those are some consistent golfers, to say the least. I love Nick Taylor this week. I don't mind him. I don't mind him. 12 viewers and only 6 likes, huh? So we don't want to give away YouTube memberships. I see how it is. Pat Jennings says he's ready. All right, Pat. Put a new fresh timer on the screen for you. We got the golfers locked in. Henley and Scotty Scheffler. I left some other golfers locked out, so we won't see some of the guys that were just picked. First lineup is Scheffler, Henley, Ben Griffin, Jason Day, JJ Spawn, and Harris English. Pat, if you don't like some of these golfers, let me know and we'll kick them out. We'll kick them out. Got no issue with that. Next lineup is Scotty Scheffler, Russell Henley, Hideki Matsuyama, Jason Day, Wyndham Clark, and Ricky Fowler. Whew. I love this lineup. Minus Jason Day. I could do without Jason Day. Is that 2 lineups with Jason Day in it? Okay. I think what I'm going to end up doing here is I'm going to replace that first lineup with this lineup. Unless you like J-Day, I mean, those were 2 lineups that you could have J-Day in them, but I'm going to kick out J-Day. I don't want Jason Day anywhere in these lineups. Next lineup is Scotty Scheffler, Justin Thomas, Henley, Corey Connors, Harris English, Steven Jaeger. I do not have an issue with that lineup. I do want to see one thing really quick, though. Want to know what he did last week. Come on now. So it wasn't last week. I thought he played last week. Did he not? I'm just checking something really quick on DraftKings. Want to see if my game logs didn't update or something. Yeah, he didn't play last week. Never mind. All right, well, I guess there's a risk in playing Steven Jaeger. I don't mind it. I mean, part of the game is playing with a little bit of risk. Oh, I like this lineup a lot. Scheffler, Henley, Matsuyama, Straka, Finau, and Matti Schmid. Sign me up for Matti Schmid this week at $6,200. He's going to make a lot of Scotty Scheffler lineups easy to build. And I think he's a great player to put in your lineups. This one's interesting. I don't think I'd go to Ben Griffin, Davis Thompson, but if you are feeling confident in these American golfers, by all means. They've played pretty decent golf over the last 3 weeks. I like this lineup a lot. Scheffler, Henley, Matsuyama, Connors, Bradley, and Ricky Fowler. Sign me up. Time is up, but let me run one more just to see. Scheffler, JT, Henley, Griffin, Lucas Glover, Max Grazerman. That's a pretty solid lineup. With Justin Thomas in it. I'm glad we saw that lineup. Which one would I actually get rid of? I probably would get rid of those American golfers I told you. Davis Thompson and Ben Griffin. Not my cup of tea to put in my lineups, but hey. Could work out. Absolutely could work out. Mats was going to be my third choice, so love to see him pop in. Matsuyama, okay. There we go. Perfect. I like when these types of things work out. All right, Pat. Those are lineups for you. Moving on to Nathan Johnson, who wants John Rahm and Shane Lowry. Going heavy on the Europeans. Going heavy on the heavy Europeans. You see what I just did there. All right. Nathan, are you ready? Oh, Shalik Harden's here. All right. Hey, Barry was just here earlier. Oh, Pat says no Jaeger. My bad. My bad. I built you like 6 or 7 lineups, so easy to choose from those. Let's do it. All right, so first things first, do you like Jason Day? Because Jason Day is going to pop, I'm sure. I'm sure of it. All right. Timer's on. You let me know as we go through this. I'm sure one of the first 2 lineups will have Jason Day in it. Not this one. John Rahm, Shane Lowry, Victor Hovland, Patrick Cantlay, Sam Burns, Taylor Pendrith. Pretty solid. Very similar lineup, but I actually like this one more. John Rahm, Shane Lowry, JT, Hovland, Burns, and Bud Cauley. Sign me up. Okay, you're gonna get one of these guys because that was a solid lineup. Great lineup, dude. No Day. Okay. Same lineup, but we put Mav McNeely in there instead of the last guy, which I don't remember. Who was it? Bud Cauley. So you almost have the same lineups going on right now. Just Cantlay and JT switched. But you get Burns in each one of these, and then Yeah. I mean, if this was Shot Like Harden's lineups, he would love Sam Burns. I'll build one more. If Sam Burns shows up, I think I'm going to kick him out. Just to give you something new to look at. But this is another good lineup. Rahm, Lowry, JT, Matsuyama, Burns, and Finau. All right. I'm saving that one because I like it. I'm kicking out Burns for this last one. I'll give you another one after this. We get, wow. Rahm, Lowry, JT, Hovland, Siwoo Kim, Harry Hall. That's a pretty solid lineup. And then the last one. Rahm, Lowry, Hovland, Cantlay, Connors, Harry Hall. Okay, let's kick out Harry Hall. It's a lot of Harry Hall, but if you do like him, you like him. That's fine. No issue there. All right, so this last one is Rahm, Lowry, JT, Ben Griffin, Adam Scott, Corey Connors. Not bad. Not bad. That's a ball striker lineup right there if I've ever seen one. Okay. Sure. You are welcome, Nathan. Wheels up. What's going on, man? Can I get my 3 in? Yep. Yo, obviously. As long as I haven't done your 3 yet, I don't mind you putting in another 3. Lombardi Lee, you are up next, sir. Jordan Spieth, Colin, and Victor. Jordo, Colin, and Victor. Colin is 87. Victor's 83. And Jordo's 77. Okay. Can't do it, dude. You have 2 golfers in the marquee tee times together. Jordan, would you rather have Jordan or Hovland in your lineup? Busting my chops, Lombardi. Come on, man. Picking out Hovland. Okay. Alrighty. Timer is on the board. Let's go. We get Rory, Bobby Mack, Colin Morikawa, Jordan Spieth, Sam Burns, and Echeverria. That's a really good lineup right out of the gate. That's solid. McIlroy, Morikawa, Spieth, Matsuyama, Connors, and Jason Day. Okay, do you like Jason Day? If not, we can get rid of him. Next lineup. McIlroy, Morikawa, Spieth, Rose, Burns, and Bradley. McIlroy, yeah, that's a really good lineup too. Do you want all of your lineups to have Rory McIlroy in them, or would you like to see a different 10K golfer? Here, let's just kick out McIlroy and see what you get. You get John Rahm, Fleetwood, Morikawa, Spieth, Burns, and McCarthy. Holy! See what I did there? Holy! All right, you get one of these, man. This lineup is real good. Like it a lot. And if you didn't want McCarthy, you could put in Aldrich Potgieter. Let's kick out Rahm and see who else you would get. A Bryson lineup. First Bryson of the night. Bryson, Xander, Morikawa, Spieth, Aaron Rai, and Taylor Pendrith. Okay, let's try one more. See what we get. We get another Bryson lineup, but as Tom Hoagie, I mean, that's a solid lineup. Yeah, sure. Yeah. We can save that one. This is fine. And personally, I don't really care for the Aaron Rye, Taylor Pendrith lineup, but that was pretty good, man. I like those lineups. All right. Those were lineups for Lombardi. Moving down the list, John Bizzle. Zach Percy, you are on deck, or Pursley. Okay. Burns, Fleetwood, Im, and Oberg. Oh, okay, he added someone. Burns, Fleetwood, Im, and Oberg. Im was what, 64? $66? Where was he? Up right here. 6,900. Alrighty, that's 4 golfers. We are locking in. John, are you ready? Thank you, Eric. Whew. All right. Timer's on the board. Here we go. We get John Ram, Tommy Fleetwood, Ludwig, Sam Burns, Sungjae Im, and Small Hands Tom Kim. Small Hands Tom Kim. All right, man. I like that quite a bit. And then it breaks. It breaks on us, but that's because I have a lot of no's down here. I think it'll probably build the lineup we just did, I imagine. No, it does not. We get Rahm, Fleetwood, Oberg, Burns, Sungjae Im, and Wyndham Clark. Okay. That's a solid lineup. Can we only do John Rahm? I wonder if that's... It just always has to pick John Rahm. Next one is Rahm, Fleetwood, Oberg, Burns, Im, and Byung-Hun An. Yeah, I mean, it just might be very, very, very narrow, which is fine. It's the best way you can hit the optimal lineup is to be really narrow. Rahm, Fleetwood, Oberg, Burns, Im, Siwoo Kim. And last one, I'll build you another one just to see. Yeah, Davis Thompson, don't really care, but it's definitely locking in these 5 golfers. I didn't lock in 5, did I? 1, 2, 3, 4. I did not lock in 5. But it is making sure that you select John Rahm. You know what? Let's kick him out. Let's see what happens. We might break the optimizer, but let's see what happens. Probably break the optimizer. Interesting. So Rahm fits a need. Is it strokes gained 1? And is it at its price that it matters? Can I go like 49.2 and see what happens? Yeah, it's definitely price. Interesting. It's price to go along with the other buckets. I'm gonna do something really quick. I'm actually gonna kick out Sungjae. Bump this back up to 49.6 and just see what it'll do. Just to give you a different option. And you'd still get a Bryson lineup, but now Bryson's getting kicked out. I want to see what else will happen. It breaks. So you need Rahm or Bryson in your lineups. Is that because of last week's 6s? I think so. Golfer who did not play last week. And that's exactly what it is. So this lineup's pretty good. Rahm, Fleetwood, Oberg, Burns, Connors, and Harris English. It's pretty solid, man. Pretty solid. Okay. All right, John. A-Pot, you liked Aldrich? Aldrich was in one of those lineups. So if you want to rewind and see which one he was in. Yeah, he was in one of those. Okay, Zach Pursley, are you here? We need to ask some questions. So it looks like you did 3 sets of 3. I'm only gonna build 1 set of golfers. Which set do you want? Do you want Scotty Rahman Day, Scotty Xander Day, or Scotty Day Fitz? Or what you could tell me is Rahm, Xander, or Fitz. One of those guys, and I'll know which set you're talking about. By the way, anyone that's watching this video later, tonight I will actually be heading to bed a little early. So if you do request the optimizer, you probably won't get it until tomorrow morning. Last night's sleep pattern was just messed up. So while I wait for Zach, let me show you an update that I made. You guys, I mean, I've been talking about this quite a bit. I'm actually really enjoying building this. This is super fun. Why is this? Oh, you know what? I can just go and look at all the reports down here. Think. Maybe not. Oh no. Just had it. Just had it. Come on, where was it? There you go. There we go. I've been showing this to you guys. Super excited about it, actually. So I've been adding filters over here, like I said, and these filters will be on each page, but I got really far with these filters here. So tournament stats, we can select full field event, limited field event. We can modify how small we want the field size to be. So obviously 63 to 94, you see how it automatically updates to limited, so we won't have a full field event. We can also just choose the event type down here, like was it an alternate event? So if you wanted to do research for like Barbasol or Barracuda, you can certainly do that there. If you want to just look at major championships, we could do that. And then you can also select the golf course that goes with those major championships, just to see, like if we put in Bethpage, we can X out of this, and you'll see that the only record I have is the 2019 PGA Championship. But if we just accidentally screw that up, you can go ahead and clear selections, little eraser. Very difficult to see. I know, I understand, but that's just how it's got to be in order to make this all look good. If you want to see, you know, which golfers shot the lowest round at a major championship, you can update this. So like who shot 63 or better at a major championship? You have 4 total golfers, and 2 of them are Xander, by the way. 2024 PGA Championship, 2023 US Open. So anyways, like I said, the goal of this website is to be the best website out there when it comes to looking up data, information, and there'll be more tools that I'll create, but I'm currently focused on building all of the filters currently. And if you want to erase everything, like clear out all the filters, you just hit that and boom, goes back to normal. How cool is that? Pretty sweet, hey? Zach Pursley, sorry, I set my phone down to deal with the dog. Scotty Rahm Day, okay. Scotty, Rom, and Day. I like this. This is going to be interesting. I was hoping someone would build a lineup like this, and here you are. Here you are building a lineup the way that I am thinking about building a lineup. All right, put the timer on the screen. If you don't like certain golfers that keep showing up, let me know, and we can kick them out. Ooh, first lineup's pretty ugly. Scheffler, Rahm, Jason Day, Keegan Bradley, Michael Kim, Zach Johnson. I mentioned earlier in the first look, Zach is probably the cheapest golfer I probably would play. Next lineup is Scheffler, Rahm, Day, Berger, Poston, and Rosner. That one's fine. Poston's kind of, I don't know. Feels like his wheels are deflated a little bit. I don't mind going to Steven Yeager. Rahm, Day, Berger, Yu, and Yeager. That one's fine. Who's my favorite combo? I think it's probably Xander and Scotty. I think that's my favorite combo. But I mean, like, I like Xander, Scotty, and Burns. But I think I had just shown you guys that a Rory, Xander, and Oberg lineup looks really good as well. So that's also on the board. This lineup is fantastic, by the way, Zach. We get Scheffler, Rahm, Day, Højgaard, Svensson, and Rosner. I'm actually really curious. I think we can get Svensson to show up again, 6,100, but I don't want Rosner at what, 59, 56. I don't mind playing Rosner, but we don't have to. But I am very interested seeing if we can get another Svensson lineup. Ew, no Keegan, please. No Berger. Okay. Scheffler, Rahm, Day, Højgaard, Svensson, and Davis Riley. Yeah, I like that lineup a lot. So you said no Berger? Okay, so we can kick these people out right here. Was Keegan in there also? Oh, Keegan was your first one. All right. Well, we can try these again. Okay, so no Keegan. Where is that? Keegan's what price? 67. Said no Keegan and no Berger. I think Berger was already kicked out. Okay. We get Scheffler, Rahm, Day, Tom Kim, Kevin Yu, and Matt McCarty. All right, not terrible. Scheffler, Rahm, Day, Pendrith, Michael Kim, and Rikuyo Hoshino. I don't think so. That guy withdrew last week. I'm not playing him. What's up with Michael Kim? We don't need Michael Kim in these lineups. If you like him, perfect. If not, we're kicking him out. We actually might break it. I imagine it's going to break. Does not. But you said you don't like Berger, so we'll kick out Berger. I feel like we might have too many limitations on the optimizer. It's probably not going to spit out a lot of good lineups. Here's one. Scheffler, Rahm, Day, Højgaard, Bezuidenhout, and Takumi Kanaya. Not saying it's a good lineup, but it's a lineup. Hey, I suppose you could do worse. Stuart Sink, past Open champion. That was a Scheffler, Rahm, Day, Batia, Novak Sink lineup. Oh, and here's a real big oddball one. Scheffler, Rahm, Day, Pendrith, Kirk, Elvis Smiley. And here's an additional one just in case none of those actually pan out the way you want them. Scheffler, Rahm, Day, Pendrith, Chris Kirk, and Henrik Stenson if you can get there. I don't blame you if you can't. All right, so those were 5 lineups for Mr. Zach Bursley. Do you see a weather edge? I didn't even look. I'll look tomorrow. Oh, yeah, I'll look tomorrow, but yeah, I don't think, I mean, I've listened to a couple other podcasts and they were talking about how they're not sure what the weather edge is currently, but there's going to be one. With everyone teeing off on hole 1, and then just, it's all throughout the day from the early morning all the way until evening. They all go off on number 1. It's really difficult to say. I think what you have is like Scotty goes off in the morning. What tee time does Scotty actually play? So Scheffler goes out at 10:09 in the morning, and Rory and them go out at 3:10. So I don't know. Not that early. Like Scheffler and those guys don't go out that early. I don't really care. I don't care. I don't really see one. Okay. So those were Zach's lineups. Going on to Philip Hall. Phil, are you here? After Philip is Wheels Up. Rory Hatton Oberg. This is a pretty solid trio right here. 10 a.m. is also early for me. That's for certain. AJ says, I built a lineup off of Byron's list of 10 players he likes. I didn't even see his list. All right, Philip. Let me know if you don't like certain golfers, but we're going to put that timer on the screen. Here we go. McIlroy, Oberg, Hatton, Corey Connors, Pendrith, and Harry Hall. That one's fine. McIlroy, Oberg, Hatton, Connors, Pendrith. So Hatton, Connors, Pendrith again. Actually, this is the same lineup, isn't it? All right, moving on. Connors gets the boot, and instead we get McIlroy, Oberg, Hatton, Burns, Daniel Berger, and Taylor Pendrith. McIlroy, Oberg, Hatton, Burns, JJ Spawn, and Marty Schmid. One's okay. McIlroy, Oberg, Hatton, J-Day, JJ, and Harry Hall. I'm not going to save that one. McIlroy, Oberg, Hatton, Burns, Day, and Hughes. How many Jason Day lineups are there in here? None. Okay, so we can save this one. That's fine. And I will kick out Jason Day. Philip, is there anybody else, or is there another golfer you'd like me to put in the lineups that aren't being shown up, right, or aren't actually appearing? Lots of Harry Hall. This is a good lineup though. Straka, Siwoo, Harry Hall. I imagine a lot of people's models have Harry Hall pretty high, right? Mateo Monacero. Okay, here's a different one for you. McIlroy, Oberg, Hatton, Patrick Cantley, Fowler, and Mateo Monacero. Sure. I don't know why I said Hatton. I actually meant Henley. Okay. We can make that update. I'll run you a couple. I'll run you till the timer goes out. McIlroy, Oberg, Henley, Burns, Straka, Clark. I don't hate Wyndham Clark. McIlroy, Oberg, Henley, Burns, Harmon, Keegan Bradley. Not gonna save that one. Not gonna save that one. McIlroy, Oberg, Henley, Burns, Dietrich, Keegan. Yeah, sure. Why not? Last one. Solid. McIlroy, Oberg, Colin Morikawa, Henley, Pendrith, and Bud Colley. Those are pretty good. Pretty good. I'm gonna kick these ones out, I think. Actually, we'll do that one and this one. This is fine. Yeah, this is fine. Okay. Those were your lineups, Philip. Now we're on to Wheels Up. Oh, Marco Juarez. I didn't even see you pop up in the chat. What's going on, man? New to the show, how did your optimal do last week? The optimizer? Marco, are you still here, by the way? Marco Juarez. Wheels Up. No worries, man. Why do I have... Oh, I still have 6? That's whatever. That's whatever. DeChambeau, Sungjae, and John Rahm. John Boy, Bryson, Sungjae. Okay. Excuse me. You pulled me up as I was cooking. It's all good, dude. All good. Alrighty then. Timer is on the screen. Billing Wheels Up some lineups. Marco, if you're still in the chat, let me know. I didn't see your message until now. Rahm, DeChambeau, Fleetwood, Connors, Sungjae, and Max Grazerman, or as Byron likes to call him, Greaserman. Other people like to call him Grazerman. Or wait, yeah, Grazer, like laser. It's probably the correct way to say his name, though. I have to bump up Sungjae as well. Jeez. 69. Where you at? Oh, it's where the Y is, Eric. Rahm, DeChambeau, Justin Thomas, Straka, Im, and Byung-Hun An. Wheels Up. That's a solid lineup. Holy. Haven't done this in a while throughout this stream, but you get one of these, man. That is so good. Rom, DeChambeau, Justin Thomas, Straka, Sungjae, and C. Woo! Pretty good. Pretty good. Rom, DeChambeau, JT Straka, Sungjae, and Davis Thompson. I'm going to actually kick out Justin Thomas just to see if we can find a better one or a different golfer. Rom, DeChambeau, Cantlay, Hideki, Sungjae, and Wyndham Clark. Yeah, sign me up. Those were good. And a consolation one for you. Rom, DeChambeau, Cantlay, Matsunama, Aaron Rai, Sungjae M. How about one more? I don't really care for it. I'll play Aaron Rai. I just not a sexy lineup. Nor is having Brian Harmon in your lineup. Sure, Thomas Dietrich works for me. Rom, DeChambeau, Cantlay, Matsuyama, Dietrich, M. It's okay. Rom, DeChambeau, Cantlay, Griffin, Connors, and Sungjae M. So there's a different one for you. Those were pretty good though. Okay. I think that's gonna be it, unless there's any new people in the chat that want lineups built that have not had lineups built. I'll read some of the chat that I missed. Wheels Up says, with the Open Championship favors Morikawa's game due to his lesser emphasis on power, but given his recent form, isn't now the opportune time to capitalize on his potential winning upside? I don't know, man. Hard to say. Hard to say, because we would be judging Morikawa based off, you know, 2-3 years ago of who Collin Morikawa was back then. And to say that his upside is that person is hard to determine, because I don't even know if he's at all this year shown any kind of success like he did those previous years. I mean, he had a cut rate or a cut make percentage that rivaled Tiger Woods. Like, he had 20 some cuts in a row or whatever it was. Like, he went out the gate not getting a cut or not being cut, and he was in contention. And now it's like the guy he doesn't flash that brilliance that he once had. So it's hard to say like Collin has winning upside here. Let's see. What else did I see here? Lock is 1:35 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so 12:35 a.m. for all of my Central Standard Time brethren. A reminder to also like the stream. Yes, please like the stream. Okay, so I don't see anybody new in the chat looking for lineups. You guys can access, or you guys can request the optimizer. Go to SweetSpotDFS.com. Underneath Fantasy Tools, you can find optimizer right there. I guess let me zoom in for you guys to see this. But go to optimizer, and then this page will show up with this pop-up. Put your email address here, request now, and you can follow along. You can watch this video in replay and follow along with how I maneuver the optimizer. You can also watch the video in the description. There's a video in the description showing you how to use the optimizer as well. And when I send you the optimizer, I also link that video in the optimizer, and I give you instructions by text as to how to use the optimizer. So all of that is available for you guys. Tomorrow night I will be going live with a members only YouTube stream. In order to access that, you have to be a white tier member and above. White tier member and above in order to access that. If the video could have gotten 25 likes tonight, I would definitely have given out 5 memberships for you to, because you could use that to see the video tomorrow night. But I'm going to be breaking down this tournament a little bit more. I'll show you how I'm building my lineups and which golfers that I was able to do additional research on as to who I want to put in my lineups. So that'll be tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. That is 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So be on the lookout for that. And I guess my closing, let's see here. I think what I'd want to do, show you my favorite combo, would be Scotty and Xander. I want Scotty Xander lineups, and I also want to pair them up with Sam Burns. See if we can build some lineups. Don't really care for Vegas, Bradley, or Pendrith, so I'm going to kick them all out. Try this again. I'm hoping we see some Schmid Scotty. Yeah, so a lineup like this I like quite a bit. Scheffler, Schauffele, Burns, Finau, McNeely, and Kevin Yu. You know what? I told you don't focus on putting any of the European golfers in your lineups, but let's just see what a couple of these would look like. Can't do it that way. That one breaks. How about Christopher Wrighton from last week? Finished pretty well. I think I even said he missed the cut by accident. I don't know why, but I believe I did. So I had to get rid of Sam Burns. For price-wise. For price reasons. I don't want Ben Griffin. Decky. So why wouldn't I be able to put in Sam Burns? Is there something that matches with these golfers? 36161. 36161. So maybe it's recent form 1. That's what it is. Damn it. I'm picking all the... Okay. I know why. Recent form 1s are being selected. So I'd have to pick a different... Yeah, Daniel Brown works for me. There we go. Should be able to get some Burnsy love in here. I wonder if it'll select Burns just automatically. How does... What? I just did the whole... What other things can I not... Why? Is it the... No, it's not. It shouldn't be... Is it last year ones? Course history 1. Course history 1. Is it course history 1s? I think that's what it is. Yeah. So Daniel Brown's a course history 1. Huh. I'm just searching for these European golfers I told you not to do. No, I don't like that, to be honest with you. I do like Daniel Brown a lot this week. Following trends from last year, it just works out. So I guess Xander's not going to be my guy. Oh, I do want Xander in my lineup though. Maybe, you know what? Maybe this is where Rory Xander actually makes the lineup better. More possible. Yeah, and a lineup like that looks really good. I bet you anything I could include Hovland or JT in this lineup. I don't need Matsuyama. Henley, Burns, Straka. Yeah, see, that looks really good too. Damn it. You know, I am going to play Scotty lineups, but I'm not going to jam as many Scotty lineups into my contest as you might think I'm going to. You know what? Oh, no. I want Burns back. We're going to kick out Xander. Okay, so what would be the best lineup with Scotty? Oh, Burns is a yes. Scotty, Burns, and Daniel Brown. What would be my best lineup? Have Justin Thomas in there. Hey, I don't mind that though. 85, and then I get Denny McCarthy as well. How about without JT? I don't really care for Bobby Mack, but you know what? Could be fine. Ludwig, there we go. I like that a lot. Yeah, Scotty Ludwig lineups. Those look good. This one looks good too. Scotty Hovland, Matsuyama. Matsuyama has a morning tee time. I don't know how early his tee time is, but J Day. I don't care for J Day, but add, you know, Ryan Fox is fine. All right, I'm just gonna build like 2 more. Look at chat for one last time, and then get out of here. Oh, Scheffler, Fleetwood, Burns, Fowler, Benny Ann, and Daniel Brown. Okay. Fleetwood, Burns, Batia, English, Dan Brown. Yeah, I mean, those are fine. The Gala. Okay. A lot of Harris English. I don't hate that. Oh, Tristan Lawrence. I forgot about Tristan Lawrence. That's one of Byron's guys. I think I need to put Tristan in my lineups. I've been saying it all week. Tristan with like Brown. I think that's fine. I'm sure it's going to break because it looks like I have one more last year one than I need. Oh, it doesn't. But I don't want Thigala. I know I don't want Thigala. I don't want Tom Kim. I don't want Keegan. I don't want Batia. I don't really care for Pendrith. Huh. Scheffler, Oberg, Burns, Minwoo Lee, Tristan Lawrence, and Danny Brown. Okay. Minwoo's interesting. I don't want you. I certainly don't want you. Could Chris Goddard do it? I wouldn't say do it again, but actually, I would like Ryan Fox to be in the sign-up. It's possible. Ryan Fox, if it was Oberg, Burns, Minwoo, I mean, Patrick Reed works too. I do not mind going to Patrick Reed. I'm liking this. This is going to be one of my good lineups, I think. Don't care for Leishman, but Tommy Fleetwood's there now. Sergio. I love it. Oberg and Cam Smith. Hey, if I need a Cam Smith lineup. Fleetwood Oosthuizen. Okay, I guess I just need to force this in, right? Give me Ryan Fox. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Can't, it breaks. That's why. All right. Can Chris Goddard be in there? Probably not, because of the last week one, I imagine. Yeah, can't do Chris Goddard. Huh. Very, very interesting. What's going on? Only so many laps you can build with what I just have in there. Oh well. I'll work on this tomorrow. I'll build some more lineups tomorrow and figure it out from there. We'll look at the chat one last time before I take off. Let's see here. Bowtie pasta, that sounds delicious. 2 20-ounce sodas or pop was $6. Yeah. I'm hoping tomorrow we can see some Schmid Scotty. We probably will. Been a Colin guy, but I don't want the bias to clog my judgment. DK made him 8K. I'm going to take a bite at the forbidden apple because at 8K I want some shares of a guy who has the Woods comparison. Okay. Rosner. I got Scotty, Xander, Burns, Penrith, Nick Taylor, and Schmid. That sounds like a good lineup, dude. All right, guys. Any other questions before I take off? You took Penrith out and put in Hall. That seems decent. Let me know if you guys got any questions. I'm going to take off here pretty soon. Check out the email I sent. Are you in my spam folders? Junk? Did you send me an email? Spam. Not in spam. Inbox. X. Refresh. Spam. AJ, I don't know where you sent the email, dude. I don't see your email, man. I will check out your email, but I'm gonna take off. Like I said, I'm gonna get an early bedtime tonight. Anybody requesting the optimizer, I will send it out to you. How did my open content perform in terms of engagement? I thought you dropped some really good nuggets and hopefully you gained a lot of subscribers and attention from it. I didn't. I think one of the issues was I named it the Open because of being politically correct. And I think most people search for the British Open. So I changed all my videos to be British Open. This message is dangerous. Oh boy. Why is this dangerous? You trying to rob me, dude? You trying to steal all my information? Downloading this attachment is disabled. The email has been identified as phishing. It's just a screenshot, dude. Scotty, Rom, Rory, Xander, Colin, Jordan, Victor, Bryson, Cam Young, Oosthuizen, Day, Rose, Cam Smith, McIntyre, Sepp Straka, Brian Harmon, Brooks Koepka, and Tom Kim. It is such a random group of people. I wonder why why Byron likes those golfers so much. Okay. I don't think there's anything else. Oh, I could actually make this a 1 to 4. Oh, it's a 0 to 4. Never mind. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Okay. Yeah, I can't do a Scotty and Xander lineup with one of those European golfers that I'm interested in. It won't work. Yeah, add Tristan Lawrence to it. Let's see those three together with maybe Burnsy. I don't like Vegas. Damn, you deserve more love. Keep grinding. See you tomorrow. All right, man. Yeah, it's all good. We will keep grinding for sure. All right, ladies and germs, I'm taking off. If you need to contact me, I hope you saw all the contact information that went across the screen throughout the whole video, and you contact me that way. But I'm out of here. I'm tired. Thank you all for being here. It's the last major championship of the year. I still have a members only video tomorrow night. If you want access to that, hit the little dollar symbol, the little join symbol down there, and join the white tier club and above. It could be anything above white tier or white tier and above, and you'll be in. It'll be my last little pieces of information that I'm going to be building my lineups with tomorrow. So check me out tomorrow night if you're interested. But I'm good. We're good. It's time to go. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, bye.